welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And I didn't even really want to make this video, man, but I gotta do it. The Brooklyn Nets have been swept by the Boston Celtics. And honestly, Brooklyn was a bad team all season, right? Like, let's just be honest, okay? A lot of people definitely probably had them picked as a favorite to win the championship. I know I pretty much did. Like, if we just being honest, last year, I thought they were going to win the championship. And then I feel like they were on the verge of sweeping Milwaukee. And then Kyrie Irving goes down with the injury. James Harden was already battling health issues. So just honestly, I thought last year was fortunate for Milwaukee. And they were, holding the place. They were keeping the title warm for Brooklyn. And I thought Brooklyn was going to come and get it this year. And the team just fell apart, man. And it's kind of crazy because, they started off looking pretty good. Durant, in the beginning of the season, Durant was my actual front runner for the MVP. I thought he was playing better than anybody. Steph Curry was hot. Steph Curry was breaking 3-point records and, everything like that. But actually, I thought Kevin Durant was the front runner for MVP. And I thought they were just going to carry things over from last season and end up winning this championship. And they ended up just having so much stuff derail the team, man. They, Kyrie Irving was going through his situation with the New York government, with the vaccine mandates. He wasn't able to play. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but he probably never really got to jail with the team, because at first it was going to be that he just couldn't play at home, but the team, they just decided to shut Kyrie Irving all the way down. And hindsight 2020, probably they should have went on and let him play those road games, right? At least he would have had more games under his belt. He would have been more ready. That team would have probably had a little bit better chemistry. Maybe James Harden wouldn't have been unhappy and asked for a trade. Because now that I look at it, they really didn't get nothing out of that. Like, I honestly, at first, when I heard James Harden was unhappy, I was like, all right, well, it'd be the perfect time to go on and move him. And they went on and shipped James out, and they brought in Ben Simmons, and they just didn't get anything out of it. Like, Ben Simmons did not play one game this year. And, I was it was probably maybe me and a few other people that I know of that actually kind of was hopeful when they brought in Ben Simmons, because, when I look at Ben Simmons' skill set, I thought he had the little pieces that they was missing to help. Like, yeah, he's not a prolific scorer, but he was going to give you 16 to 20 points a night. He's going to give you some great defense, which they could have really used in this series against Boston badly. He's going to give you some size. He's going to give you a primary ball handler that can facilitate two of the best scorers in the game. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are two of the best scorers in the game, except for in this series. And it was just kind of mind-boggling. I never seen two dudes on that level completely be like out of sync for that many games in a row, right? Like, usually you might have one star that's off and the other one carry the load, like the way Kyrie did in the first game. Kevin Durant was struggling, but Kyrie Irving was carrying the load. They didn't win, but Kyrie Irving almost got him over the hump by itself. But then after that, they both just struggled so bad. And you just don't hardly ever see two players of that caliber be off, you know, that much at the same time. And it's really perplexing to see this happen to Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant is still one of the most lethal scorers the game has ever seen, right? After seeing this, I don't know. I still would have to put him behind Jordan, because I just feel like I would never see Jordan have that many bad games in a row, right? And maybe he may have, and I just missed it when I was younger. I'm sure somebody would be very happy to refresh me if I made a mistake on that. But I just feel like I just wouldn't see Jordan just go cold like that for such a stretch. And, you know, hats off to Boston. Boston seemed to, you know, for some reason, I feel like whenever Boston basically gave the team to Marcus Smart, it just changed. Earlier in the season, you know, they were having issues. Tatum and Brown, you know, they was trying to figure out whose team it was, who was the number one guy, who was the best player, who should get the most shots. They were having like some, you know, some issues with some selfishness over there. And, you know, I believe Marcus Smart had called both of them out. And at the time, I really wasn't sure how that was going to play out. Like, if that was going to end up being something that hurt or something that helped the team. Like, I wasn't sure at all. But ultimately, it helped the team, because for some reason, it just seems like after that happened and he became more of a key factor in the offense, the primary ball handler, for some reason, they just seemed to go to a new level. He ended up becoming Defensive Player of the Year. And now it just seems like Tatum is just emerging into like superstar status. Because at first I kind of wasn't sure how to gauge him, because like he's capable of doing superstar things, right? But he also had a whole lot of moments where it seemed like he would backtrack. So I kind of was like, you know, what tier is Tatum? But it's pretty clear now that if he ain't top tier, he's maybe one or two more playoff series away. Like, if he performs a couple more playoff series like that, or if he leads the Celtics to the finals and he's playing like this, it'd be hard not to say he's a certified superstar, because it just seems like he's unstoppable now. And I don't know if it's just he just has good matchups against the Celtics. You know, I have to wait and see what they do when they play like, you know, Miami or, you know, Milwaukee. But if he's able to do it against those teams, I mean, it'd be hard pressed for me and probably anybody else to say he isn't top tier at this point. And I've been hearing a whole lot of you know, a lot of people are saying he's better than Kevin Durant now and this and that. And I don't know if I want to go that far yet, because at the end of the day, I still think Kevin Durant just had a bad series, right? But ultimately, Kevin Durant is still one of the best players in the NBA. But Tatum may be close, though. He may be closer than I think, actually. Like I said, I just need a little bit bigger sample size to see if it's fool's gold or if this is getting ready to become consistent. If this is getting ready to become a consistent thing, then I might have to go on and accept the fact that he may be getting ready to pass Kevin Durant. But yeah, man, this was just kind of mind blowing to me. Like, I'm kind of in shock, because at the end of the day, you know, when you see how Brooklyn's season went, right? They struggled, man, and they barely made it into the playoffs. And when you facing a team like Boston that's been consistent all year, and then they seem to be like hitting their peak and going to another level. I mean, I can't really be shocked that they lost, but I'm shocked that they got swept though. I mean, it's just hard for me to believe that you have a team with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant and they didn't get you one game. Like not one, like not even a home game. That's just kind of almost unbelievable to me that them two boys couldn't just get you one at home. Like winning on the road, okay, that's a little bit understandable, right? But it's very shocking to me that they couldn't even get you one or one at home, man. So I don't know what to make of this. Yeah, man, I'm just in shock. I just didn't think I would see this happening. I mean, like who's at fault for this? Like, I know that a lot of people are, you know, really taking the opportunity to dog KD right now and Kyrie because they kind of becoming unlikable. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like Kyrie Irving for the whole vaccination mandate situation. And a lot of people just never liked Kevin Durant, right? Ever since Kevin Durant liked Oklahoma, there's just been a large portion of fans that just hate Kevin Durant, right? But I do believe that we got to start looking at Steve Nash and Brooklyn might have to reevaluate if he's really the right person for the job. And I know that Kyrie and Kevin Durant had made some funny comments about how they really didn't even need a coach, different things of that nature. But I know they needed a coach in this series. They needed one bad actually. They needed somebody to keep up with what was going on and make the right adjustments, play the right lineups. Because I feel like a lot of the times they just didn't utilize the right players at the right time. Blake Griffin, I'll give Blake Griffin some credit. In this last game, he was playing for him, man. Like he was playing good defense. He was rebounding. He was doing a lot of dirty work to help them boys get the W, man. But Steve Nash just didn't really use his size, man. He didn't use LaMarcus Aldridge. He really didn't use Drummond. I think he was just going small a little too much. And the Celtics if you really look at the Celtics roster, they don't really play anybody small. And the dudes that they play that are kind of shorter are like big dudes. Like Marcus Smart might not be the tallest dude, but he big though. They really don't play no little players like that. Most of the dudes that they play got decent size and they decent strength. They play the kid from Tennessee, the Williams kid. He's a big dude that can knock down jumpers. They got the Tice kid, the backup point guard. I'm not sure. I can't recall his name right now. He's big. They just got a lot of big dudes, and then you got an unstoppable scorer, the best defender, and overall their team defense is pretty excellent. I don't know if it's quite as good as like maybe Miami's, but it's comparable. It's definitely close, if not better. Yeah, the Celtics. I think the Celtics put the NBA fans on notice tonight, man, that they might be for real, and we might have to really pay close attention because I think most people was looking at Milwaukee, Miami, Philly before Boston, but they might have just made people start to rethink things, man, and I like to see where they end up going, where the rest of the season takes them. But it's definitely taking them into the second round. They the first ones there, man, with the sweep of the Brooklyn Nets, man. I cannot believe it. But anyways, y'all let me know, what do y'all think about this? Are y'all just as confused and just as shocked as I am? I can't even wait to see what everybody's gonna be saying tomorrow, man. I might have to turn my phone off. I might have to just disconnect for a day or two because I know everybody's gonna be going at Kevin Durant, all the LeBron fans that's gonna be coming out the woodwork telling everybody why KD's trash. And it's not really much we can say to defend him right now because he really didn't play well. It's probably one of the worst playoff performances he may have ever had, man. So, we'll see how it plays out, man. But anyways, I'm out of here, man. Sports and Discourse, Derek Stevenson.